Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. 1 second. 1 second. Hi. Do you have the time?
6:15.
Oh, really? All right, cool. Is there like a McDonald's around here? Somewhere to eat?
I know there is a McDonald's around here. I just forget where it is. Oh, yes, all the way down there.
Oh,
on
yeah.
that same block.
Fuck it, I'm not going to McDonald's. I thought you were cute. My name is... Your name? Nice to meet you. I see like you have a unique style of makeup, so I was intrigued.
Thank you.
Where are you going? I don't want to stop you from going anywhere.
I'm going to one of my friend's fashion shows right now.
Sure. I mean, I'm meeting up with a couple of guys later. I was just thinking of just seeing what your story is.
Well...
What do you do? Come, walk.
All right, cool. So there's some things in here that I like a lot, and there's something in here I don't like very much. But that said, you're way better than most guys at breakdown, so I can already tell that, so that's good. Well, at least we'll see. You're like, I don't know, but we'll see. I think you are. The asking directions thing I don't like, but the good thing is you did get out of it, right? You got out of it and got onto something else. I would prefer a different open, but whatever, you got past it. And actually your vibe is pretty good in general, as in like she likes you, you seem calm, yet somewhat, masculine and sexual, so that's all good. I think you're making some like decisions that are questionable in terms of logistics and how you're progressing things, okay? So you're kind of a little too worried about what she's doing, and you're a little too worried about making it not awkward, in the sense that you're almost gonna like make it awkward by making it not awkward. Does that make sense? Like that whole like, let's walk and stuff like that. That's actually contrary to what you would like to have happen, right? You'd rather you either stop there for a bit and you'd rather actually get a coffee with her before she gets to the friend's show, if that's plausible, or you'd rather have a decent conversation where you get to know her a little bit. But I feel like you kind of got to this point where it's like, okay, you know it's going at least okay. She's giving you an okay reaction, but you're like, oh God, what do I do here? Since I don't know, I'm just gonna try and close, right? And you didn't quite go as far as, I don't know what to do, what's your number? But I thought you were like pretty close to it. Which, by the way, wouldn't be terrible, because at least you're closing. But I feel like you're kind of trying to like not have the middle part of the interaction, right? You're trying to go straight from open to close, as opposed to taking a minute getting to know her. Does that kind of make sense a little bit? You did ask what's your story, but like you didn't really dig into it, and you didn't really try or qualify. But that said, like this is still going well. This is going well-ish, well enough that I think you could possibly get a number out of it, although she's a little nervous. It's missing that. It's missing that get to know you part. Like think to yourself, even if you get a number out of this, when she goes and talks to her friends about it, when she thinks about it afterwards, what's the vision she has of you in her head? Right? It's, oh, random guy on the street gave him a number. I don't know a single fact about him. I don't know, like, I don't have a way to categorize him. It's kind of like if you came to us, you picked up a girl and you're gonna like brag about it. If you're like, oh, I met this random girl on the street, you're like, oh, hey, cool, bro. Right? But if you're like, I met a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, right? Or I met this girl, she's like a doctor, but she's so beautiful, and like she's like whatever it is, right? If you fill in the gaps, and especially if you fill in the gaps in a favorable way, then it really feels like that person's someone you want to meet, and there's like it's like a win for you if it works out for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you want to do the same thing for her, where she has some kind of picture of you and who you are, and also she has some kind of picture that you know who she is, so that you like ideally liked her for something more than her appearance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what's kind of missing at this point, is that level of connection. We'll see what actually ends up happening. The fact that you're walking, I don't think is going to play to your advantage. If it so happens that she's walking a long way, it might. But if she's anywhere near where she's going, I think it's not going to work out so well. So, but we'll see.
You're a student? You look like a student.
Yeah.
What do you study?
I go to I'm a vocal major.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. Thing is, yeah, I don't dance. So I don't think this is going to work out. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
What brings you to the city?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm going to one of my friend's fashion shows.
Oh, cool.
Fifth Avenue, I just don't know how to get there. But
Fifth Ave? Yeah, I'm not from the city, so I'm the last person you want to ask for directions. But What else? That's cool. I mean, what else are you into?
You should probably ask the important question, which is how old are you? At this point, just get out with it, because otherwise you're wasting your time and whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be, most likely she's gonna be too young at this point.
Yeah, my goal there was just to get that first approach and get it out of the way.
Cool. Yeah, you got it out of the way. It's good. She's a cute girl. She's young, so I would not,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have a lot of
You
hobbies.
seem a little shy.
I do freelance sometimes, but I mean, I think that's.
Whoa, vulgar.
I think that's the most I do.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's impressive. So you're just in the arts. So you. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to head this way. I'm going way too far out of my way. It was nice meeting you. Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
It was nice meeting you. Have a good night.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. That's the age thing. Whatever. You did what you could. As of the moment you found out that she's young, I don't even break it down from there, because I know obviously you're gonna leave. Generally though, up to that point, so that was good. She was nervous, but she liked you, right? As far as that goes, there was attraction. She was nervous. What you need at that point is to go ahead and connect. I think she was actually disappointed when you left, to be fair. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. So good things. I mean, obviously forbidden fruit, but at least she liked you, so that's good. All right, onwards and upwards.
Excuse me? Hi. Hi. Can I stop you for 30 seconds or less?
No.
No? Why not?
You know why? Are you gonna talk to me about
About what? What do you think?
children that I should be donating to?
No, none of that. No, actually, I'm gonna be straightforward and say that you were adorable, so I had to stop and at least get to know you. What's your name?
Where did you even come from?
I'm just a boy. Living the dream in the city. Yeah. So what do you do?
Sorry, good recovery. The open is one you probably shouldn't use so much.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can I stop you for a second? Because you're asking for a big commitment without them knowing you at all, and it's like an explicit commitment. Funny enough, if you had just tapped her on the shoulder and stopped, she quite likely might have stopped, right? But when you say, can I stop you? You're asking her to say, do I verbally agree, contractually, to have a conversation with you as a stranger who I don't know, you know what I mean? You're asking for a lot with a little. So that's the one negativeness that is you're asking for too much too early. But your recovery is really good. Again, your vibe is really good. You have a very good vibe. I like I'm just a boy from Queens or whatever. It's Queens, yeah?
Yeah.
Whatever you said, yeah. I like that. Like your vibe, your way of communicating, how you recovered from the negativity, how you got over the I thought you were just asking me to make a donation. All that's great. So that's all really, really good. So now you're at a point where you're somewhere between tolerated and liked, right? And so now it's going to be a question: can you establish enough value that she wants to chase, and/or can you connect with her in some way over time so that it becomes more than just guy on the street, right? Because she still at this point doesn't know very much about you. So again, same thing as the previous set. Is your job to fill in that sort of blank canvas of who you are, and also to find out who she is, but not in the question kind of way, okay? Because question, it builds the logical knowledge base, but it doesn't build the vibe. Exactly. But let's see where we go with this one.
Okay. Cool. Are you from the city?
No, I'm from.
I'm gonna guess San Diego.
No, I grew up city, so you're close.
Well, last year I was in Beach.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh,
Crazy.
really? Just vacation. Yeah. And yeah. I mean, I would love to go back there. I would love to live there. Yeah. What was your name? I didn't get it. Yeah. Nice to meet you. So, what are you doing?
Do you do this often?
No, I'm very shy.
I don't believe that.
What do you mean? Listen, a man with a beard never lies. Like, Abraham Lincoln is a great example.
Are you comparing yourself
Yes, but just a younger version. Yeah, so. I mean, are you going to meet friends right now? Is it cool if I just, because I'm meeting a couple of my friends as well, if I can just take down your number?
This is a dare.
Not at all. I mean,
I'm about to leave this city.
awesome, so we can have a short romance.
No.
Alright, cool. Got you.
Good to meet you.
Yes, definitely.
And I wish you all the best.
Alright, you too.
City.
Alright, bye.
Okay, cool. So same thing basically, right? There's an open, which is good. There's a close, which wasn't bad, right? Close wasn't terrible, especially given the circumstances of there being no middle, right? And then the persistence was pretty good and the playfulness was pretty good. So the two bookends are fine, right?
Yeah.
The middle part's what's missing. This is actually what my game looked like when I was in like my second year of game, right? Which is I'd open and close every set, right? And that's good. I mean, fundamentally, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna assume you do get some results occasionally. You get a lot of numbers, most of them flaky, some of them follow through, and then you get the occasional result.
For the
Fair?
short time you've been doing this,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Something like that, right? The reason is you're not building an actual interaction with the girl. You're kind of just going off of like, did she like my first impression enough to like go along with it, right? Even like the opener of, hey, can I stop you for a second? You're going, was my first impression good enough that you'll commit, right? And then you have a minute of interaction, if even, and then you're like, okay, so I gotta go let me get your number. And you're like, hopefully what I did so far is good enough that you'll commit, right? What I would encourage you to do, number one, from a tactical level, try and stay a little longer in the set. Now I know these girls are walking and whatnot, but you can walk with them a little more. Or you can even get them to stop for a second. Hey, I gotta go in a second, but just stop for 30 seconds or whatever, right? And then do your little song and dance, get to know them a little bit, and then send them on their way. So you can buy yourself a little time if you need to. But so from a tactical perspective, just spend a few minutes and get to know them, right? From a emotional perspective, what I want you to think is, it seems like, and I don't know if this is how you're thinking emotionally, this is how I was thinking emotionally when I was at this point in my game, so you may or may not be going through the same thing. But I was kind of under the impression that like, I want to get in there and like get the number and then I don't want to fuck it up, right? Come from a different perspective, because even if you do get the number and get them on a date, you're still going to have to spend a certain amount of time with them and not fuck it up over that time. So you may as well spend that time now and just make the number solid. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so the attitude I want you to have is this. The more time the girl spends with me, the more she's going to like me, because I'm an inherently attractive person. So instead of being like, I call it the phone number bandit. It's like, got your number, now I'm gone, right? Instead of being that guy, I want you to be the guy that you're actually like trying a little bit to get to know the girl and trying to let the girl get to know you. Because even an extra minute, 2 minutes of that will do a massive, massive amount for your flake rate. Probably if you're getting, I don't know what your flake rate is, 90, 85%, like a high flake rate, something like that. I don't know if it's that high, but like something like that. You might be able to cut that to like, instead of 90 or 85%, we'll go to like 80%, 75%, which means double the results essentially. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Double your results immediately by just
for 2 minutes.
by spending that extra minute and getting to know them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because both, there's still a high-ish flake rate, but when the flake rate's super high, if you can cut it from super high to just high, you just magnified your results tremendously. Does that make sense? So just take that attitude of letting them get to know you, get to know them. And in particular, what you want to do is, this is next level, but convey attractive qualities about yourself, i.e. tell some stories, make some statements, share your opinions, that kind of stuff. And then about them, what you want to do is ideally get them to qualify to you. So for example, like, so you seem cool so far, but are you adventurous, right? Something like that's a very standard qualifier. But if they're like, oh yeah, I am adventurous, I do this and this and this, now they're committing to you, they're buying into, I want to impress this guy, I want to show this guy something. And then if you respect them for that or like them for that, now it's for something other than just their appearance, so the narrative in their head is better, okay? And actually I want to do one really quick exercise with you real fast, which is, so you ask too many questions, especially too many like get to know you, where you from, where you going, where do you live kind of questions, right? And that's not ideal. What I'd prefer you to do is make statements or tell stories. So the first thing that I'll suggest you do, we're not going to do this as an exercise, but it's a suggestion, is if you want to ask a question, imply the answer instead of asking the question. So instead of where are you from, be like, you know what, you don't seem like you're from New York originally, right? Because now it's more interesting. Where are you from? They've heard it a million times. They answer and they're like, where are you from? New York. Conversation done.
Yeah.
right? Unless you come up with something new afterwards. So for example, if you were, instead of saying like, where are you from, you say you don't seem like a native New Yorker. Now instead of it just being a boring conversation she's heard a million times before, she has to actually think, what does that mean? And it might put her in her head a little bit. She might justify herself. She might be like, well, no, I am, but I'm from New York, but I'm actually this. And you're gonna get more of a story than just a yes or no answer, right? It just opens up so many more channels. So that's one thing I would suggest is instead of asking the question, turn it into a statement, okay? The actual exercise I wanna do with you is this though. When you do ask that boring question and you get the answer, I want you to play with that answer. I want you to tease that answer, have a little fun with that answer. Like for example, if I ask you, where are you from? Ooh, really? I'm a Manhattan person. I don't know. This may not work. But do you come to Manhattan sometimes?
Yeah, for work.
Yeah, for work? Okay, well, during your workday life, we can be friends. All right? No, just like I just haven't been there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just made it a little interesting. I created some drama. I created some flirtation, some back and forth out of nothing. So the format here is it's question, answer, and then tease or play with the answer. So what I want you to do, we'll actually do it between us a couple times. Ask me just any boring question. Where are you from? What do you do? What's your favorite color? What do you have for breakfast? I don't care, right? But any boring question. Where are you going? And then I'll answer it. But whatever my answer is, I want you to play with that answer so that it doesn't just go question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. It's question, answer, tease.
Are you into any hobbies?
Yeah, I like to play soccer and I like to, I guess, draw.
I'm not good at this.
That's good. Then that's good. If you're not good at this, that means we've identified something that if you can learn it, it'll make a massive difference. Just try. There's no wrong answer. More important than what you say is the attitude that you're being playful. Does that make sense? And you actually do like I'm just a boy from Queens. Like that attitude right there, that's the attitude you want to have here, right? Or the attitude of like, oh, then it'll be a quick romance, right? That sort of cocky, flirty attitude. That's what you want to have in playing off here.
I just took that from some videos. It's a crutch. Like I don't have anything original, but
that's all right. Well, we're gonna either make something original or you can find something in videos to tease on in this context. But just try one more time, all right? So any question?
So it's question.
I answer, and then you're looking for something in my answer that you can tease. So we'll try it one more time. If you're having trouble still, then we'll break it down one step further.
Right.
Okay?
So again, is hobbies?
No hobbies. I like to watch TV. Actually, I know it's lame, but I really am into like the drama, the TV shows. Okay.
Coming from a male, like it's different.
Fair enough.
Like when it's with girls, I don't know.
Sure, it is easier. It is easier in that context for sure. But what in there could you make fun of or could you have? What's your opinion on what I just said? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you respect it? Are you like
respect it? Yeah.
You respect that I like sit around watching TV all day?
Yeah, I mean that's just how I am. I have a laid back vibe, so I don't really.
Cool.
You know?
So that could be an answer, right? Because that's not necessarily a teasy answer, but at least it's adding some of your own value. You're like, you know what? I respect. A lot of people might make fun of you for that, but I respect that. I have a pretty laid back vibe, so I can go with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So give your own opinion on it. Your goal in this situation is to convey your personality.
Yeah.
Right. So give your own opinion. Now, if your own opinion is a little bit of a teasy opinion, so much the better. Right. But if it's not, just giving your opinion is still a whole hell of a lot better than question, answer, question, answer, question, answer. Question, answer, opinion is still pretty good. Right. So to go one more time. This time, don't worry about teasing so much. Just give your genuine thoughts and opinions. If it happens to be a tease, even better. But if it's not, just opinion is fine. Okay? So let's go one more time.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? I like steak, but only like good steak. Like it has to be like a bad steak kind of depresses me, but a good steak, oh, it's fucking amazing.
Nothing's just popping up. I just can't do it.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on that?
I know that at some. I don't.
Do you like
steak? I love steak. I used to eat steak every day.
Cool. Good. That's fine. Right? And even especially if from there you had like a story or something like that. Like I used to eat steak every day. See, I was into like, fitness and whatnot. I was trying to get the calories. That would work. Or I used to eat steak every day, but then one day something happened. I haven't had steak since. Anything like that. If you have a story like that, great. If you don't, at least having the opinion is better than question, answer, question, answer, question, answer.
I definitely have to work on that. That's something.
Yeah.
That creates that middle, right? That I'm missing.
Exactly.
All right. Cool.
Exactly. That creates the little bit of drama, tension, get to know you. That's actually emotional spikes. Yeah. that creates the interaction that makes her remember the interaction.
Okay.
Okay?
Hi, excuse me. Sorry, hi. Do you have the time?
Yeah, it's 6:27.
Awesome. No, I don't really care about the time, but I thought you were adorable and I had to stop and talk to you.
Oh my gosh.
What's your name? Alright, cool. I'll run with you.
Okay.
I never had to burn calories and talk to a girl before.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So this could be an experience for both of us.
Great.
See, this is the good playful vibe though, right? Your approaches are very obvious, which is fine for now. And that's why you're getting this, do you do this a lot, or oh my God kind of reactions. For now, that's fine. Once you get to a point where you're closing a lot more consistently, what I'd like you to do is learn to kind of flip the script so that your opens aren't quite such an obvious, I'm picking you up kind of an open. So it's a little more casual and friendly and fun. But for the style of game you have now and for what your sticking points are, it's fine. I'm alerting you to it because it's something like down the road you'll want to like correct a little bit, but for now it's fine. For now, the fact that girls view you as a little bit playerish is actually, if anything, maybe a good thing for you. Okay? Because if you have that I'm gonna open and close game, that's gonna kind of work better being playerish than not. Okay? So for now it's fine. So the big thing still is filling that middle part. Once you're successfully filling in that middle part, the next thing is, so that'll take you from like, you're sort of like a intermediate-ish, but like kind of a high numbers game intermediate, if that makes sense. Like you have to do a lot of approaches to get the result. Filling in that middle is gonna massively cut the numbers game and massively increase your results. Once you've got that middle part and you've gotten that happening, the next step is gonna be to become a little less playerish. Right? But for now, keep the playerishness. I'm just alerting you to it that is something for the future. Okay?
Where are you off to?
I'm actually was about to meet my friends, and then until I saw you, I was like, fuck, I have to say hi at least.
Oh, you just stopped on the street?
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I'm impulsive like that, but
Where
yeah.
are you going tonight?
So, me tonight, going to a bar down, I think it's in the meatpacking district.
Oh, really? Which
Yeah.
one? I'm going.
No way.
Are you going there?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I should have said yes, but okay, nah, but
Sorry,
I have to be honest. Nah. Yeah, it's not too. Yes.
Oh yeah, I like
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah, so, yes, I'll be doing that.
That's
But
fun.
what do you do? What's your story?
I'm.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. All right,
Sounds like we're
cool.
having a similar night. What are you doing?
Me,
Okay, so the fact that she's asking you questions, following up means she likes you a bit, right? And if this just keeps going, where you ask her questions, she asks you questions, it's relatively pleasant, there's a decent amount of flirtation, I could see this going for a number. It likely, probably more than 50% should at this point, right? If you just kept doing what you're doing and then you close for a number in a reasonable way at the end, it should get a number a decent amount of the time. I'd say, it's tough for me to say because I never run sets like this. I always do inject that middle part and like the flirtation. But I'd guess about 60, 70%, you should get a number off this as it's going. But it still needs that middle part. It still needs that injection of your personality and the emotional spikes and really getting to her. Because you're getting, when you say what's your story, that's along the right track. That's what you want to be doing. Except what you want to be eliciting is not facts, but emotions, dreams, desires, passions. That make sense?
Yes.
So when you ask what's your story, and she goes, I'm a doctor, like, no. Like lots of people are doctors. Like, what are you passionate about? Like, no, what do you love in life? Does that make sense? That's what you want to get to. That's the meat of the conversation.
boring. Just
That's not boring.
uh,
I feel
corporate
like I
world
should've
is.
thought it.
Really?
Yeah. I would have made a hell of a lot more money.
I guess so, but it's not always about the money. You know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like a fashionista. I mean, you're in the right industry, I guess.
I like to think I went the right direction.
I think you did.
Thank you. Wait, sorry, what's your name?
Wow.
I have this thing where I forget when people
Damn.
unless I repeat it to myself 3 times.
And yours was. Yeah, I
You're
knew it. I know. I'm
You're
just fucking
closer
with
than I
you.
was.
So yeah, I have to actually run back the other
Yeah,
way.
sure you do.
It was nice talking to you.
It was nice to meet you.
See here, you're actually running away from having a middle. That make sense? This is going the way it's supposed to, right? But now you're cutting it off prematurely. You don't really have to run anywhere, right? And also, you're kind of lucky here, right? So, because she's walking a straight line, you're walking a straight line, it's totally plausible that you're still going somewhere where you're going, right? You haven't even like veered off. You aren't being try hard. You aren't being needy. You're just walking with her at this point. If it had so happened that she'd walked in that first turn, she'd like taken a right, and then like you had to, oh, I'm going this way too, and then she takes another left. You're like, oh, I'm going this way too. Then it's like weird. Then you're like, okay, I'm definitely following, and it's definitely weird, and it looks a little needy. As of right now, you're just walking straight with her. You are walking this direction. She's walking this direction. You're having a pleasant conversation. There's no real reason to cut it off, right? What you might want to do is ask like where she's going exactly right now, because then you know if it's going to be a long walk or a short walk. Then you know what kind of time frame you have to close. But rather than rushing the close, what was the mentality I gave you before? Do you remember?
You said that you're that I'm I forgot what you said. Exact word.
You have the right idea though, I can tell.
That I'm interesting.
Yes, you're an attractive man, right?
Attractive man.
So, or interesting man, whatever it is, right? So the longer she spends with you, the more she's going to like you. Okay. So your goal on an open, your major goal on an open is to get the girl to spend enough time with you to see your personality. The assumption being when she sees your personality, she'll like you. And I think that's true given what I've seen of you, okay? So here you have this opportunity. She's getting to see your personality. She's actually asked your name. She's followed up to ask what you do. She clearly likes you. And instead of spending the time to get to know her better, you're like, oh shit, it's going well. Let me leave before it goes badly, right? And you're cutting out what needs to happen, right? So actually, instead of trying to get the number and run, try and spend enough time to make the number solid. Because this girl in particular, she does like you, right? Yeah. And I think if you just wait, like if you literally just walked with her to the point where you're forced to part company and got the number then, it'd be that 60, 70%. Now doing it here, I think your percentage just went down. Because you made it like clunky and awkward. And it's like, why do you have to leave? It doesn't even make sense that you have to leave right now. Like all of a sudden, this last second, you didn't have to see your friends 2 seconds ago, but like right now, you got to this exact place on the street and this was too far for you. It's a little weird, you know what I mean?
Would you like to take a short survey?
What kind of short? I feel like I'm on TV or something.
No, not at all. I do this for fun sometimes.
A short survey?
Yeah, just a short survey. Your name, number.
I can't give you my number.
Why not?
But I'll give you my name, and
All
we
right.
can be Facebook friends.
Awesome.
Because my boyfriend would probably kill me.
It's alright. I was taught to share.
That was my first name. I don't know where I just hit it. What kind of phone is this?
It's a Samsung.
The ones that blow up?
Don't hate. No.
Anyways,
This one.
friend me.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll run into each
Definitely.
other later.
Awesome. Nice meeting you.
Cool. Fair enough. The boyfriend thing might have like lowered percentages in general. You did get the number still, which is good. I think you spend more time, it makes it more solid. If that makes sense.
Yeah, true.
But not a bad side. Like I told you, she liked you, right? And your vibe is good. Your opening is actually, I don't like the choice of opener sometimes, but your vibe on the open, which is more important, and your follow up from the open, which is more important, is very good. So that I do like. You have that, that's pretty dialed in for you, and you're gonna get not everyone to open, but you're gonna get a lot of decent interactions, right? Yeah. Now it's again middle part.
Middle, yes.
Yep. Okay.
Hi, excuse me. Do you have time?
20.
I'm just playing. Yeah, I saw you and I thought you were cute.
Oh.
Can we go shopping together?
No.
Come on, I can. Thank you. Hi, excuse me. Excuse me.
Last tattoo.
Hi, excuse me. Do you have the time? You almost made me run over that person.
6:35.
6:35?
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't really want to stop you at the time, but
Okay, cool. Let me give you a different version of that. So instead of, hey, do you have the time, and then go to direct, just say, hey, can I ask your opinion on something? Actually, no, I don't care, and then go to direct. It'll just be better, right? Because you have the time, it implies that, well, first of all, it implies a very quick transactional thing where they're looking to just give it to you and go. But secondly, when you go, do you have the time, and then you switch it, probably a lot of guys do that. It's not that uncommon. And it looks like you're excusing yourself. It looks like you're like, oh, I didn't have the balls to quite say it, so I'm trying to come up with an excuse. And that's one of the things that makes it a little playerish. If instead you said, hey, I need your opinion on something. Actually, you know what? You're just cute. Hi, nice to meet you. It makes it appear a little more like it just happens, or like you actually were just did need a piece of advice, and then it just came over you that they're cute, as opposed to this premeditated, oh, I saw her, I wanted her. And because if it's like I saw her and I wanted her, and then she has sex with you, it's like, oh, I gave in, he got what he wanted, I was a slut, etc., right? Whereas if it's like, oh, hey, what's up? Oh, actually, you know what? You're quite cute. Oh, it just happened. It's a magic moment. you see the difference?
Yeah,
Right. So even just changing the question from, hey, what's the time, to, hey, could I ask your opinion on something? Actually, you know what? You're quite cute. That probably will make a bit of a difference for you. Right? It might be you've done the time thing so many times that you might be clunky at first switching it up, but it's just it's the same format you're using, but it's like a slightly better version of the format.
Okay.
I thought you were cute, so I had to stop and tell you that.
Thank you.
Your name?
Nice
To meet you. So where you heading?
I'm actually waiting for my boyfriend. Sorry.
Kill me slowly. It's nice meeting you.
Cool.
It was.
That's fine. It's unlucky. But yeah, you had was like six sets. You got one number, which isn't bad, or Facebook, which should have could have been a number, but whatever. She had a boyfriend. That seems. My guess is sort of like typical results for you. You do a bunch of sets, get a few numbers, a few Facebooks, that kind of thing.
Like my third day game.
Oh really? Ever? Wow. Usually night game or no game?
I try night game all the time, but it's just I don't get results. Like
Gotcha. For that being your third day game, you're really good. For seriously.
Yeah.
For that being your third time, you're really, really good. So that's awesome. That's really, really good. Because a lot of guys can't get the open. They don't have the vibe the way you do. You have a good flirtatious, playful vibe, right? So that's very, very good. You have a very good framework to work on. You need to just be more okay. Like there's all the techniques in the middle part that I told you, like the teasing, the flirting, showing your opinions, that kind of stuff. And those are important. But the most important thing is having that comfort level with the fact that you are attractive, and if they spend time with you, they'll see that, right? Yeah. From there comes everything else, right? Because if you're so nervous, you're like, oh God, I gotta leave before I mess it up, that's when you aren't gonna do those things, okay?
Yeah. I was nervous and my anxiety was through the roof. Like
I'm sure the camera didn't help either, right?
No, not
Yeah.
That's my first,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's normal. The good thing about that actually though is if you are more nervous, it's like, it's kind of weird, but your sticking points come out more. So it's kind of a good thing for breakdown. It's kind of bad for if your plan is to like look good on film, it's not good. But if your plan is to get a good breakdown, it kind of works out for that. But yeah, definitely statements, not questions. Share your opinions. Like your opinions are valuable. Okay, your opinions are gold. Right? If she says something you have an opinion on, express that opinion. Okay, it's going to convey you as a higher status person. It's going to make the conversation more interesting, more unique. You're going to find the people that you genuinely resonate with better. Right, so express your opinions lots. And then if you have opportunities to tease and flirt, by all means. And don't be worried about being too nice or too polite in your teasing and flirting. Just do it, right? And definitely don't be worried about showing a decent amount of intent. You do show intent on your open, which is good, right? But I feel, that's the other thing, I feel like you almost like, I showed intent on the open, and then I'm now in a normal conversation, I feel like the vibe's going down, let me leave before it hits the bottom. Is that maybe accurate? I don't know. But if you have emotional spikes throughout, the conversation won't feel like it's like running out, and you won't feel the need to leave quite so much. Okay?
I was just trying to get as many sets as possible, I guess.
Gotcha.
And with the whole nervousness and the anxiety, it's just...
Dude, for this being third day gaming, you're amazing. Like this is like I thought that you'd been gaming for months.
No.
All right.
Like 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months, but your third session? How's that possible?
Third day game.
Oh, but then you've
I
been
had like knee surgery from soccer and a bunch of other stuff like that got in the way.
So you've been like studying game, but you haven't been going
Studying,
out.
exactly.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know,
Gotcha.
Guys sitting in bed, nursing this and watching videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, you've either you had some natural ability or you've garnered a lot from the videos, so that's good. Like you definitely look like a guy that's put in a lot more field time than you have. So put in some real field time and see what happens. But in the field time again, be very willing to spend the time with the girl and get to know her as opposed to just open and close, right? Because that's essentially here's your game. You have good open, good to very good open even compared to most guys. Decent close. Your close could use some work, but it's fine. It's good enough for now. But you're just going straight from open to close. Right? But yeah, you look good, dude. Seriously, like you have a lot of potential. Because your open's good, you can get into a lot of good practice situations. So your volume of practice will go up very quickly. Yeah, I see very good things in your future, but you need to get more comfortable with just spending time and chilling and just trusting yourself in the set.
Yeah, that means a lot from you because you're like my biggest.
Thanks, man.
Inspiration.
I appreciate it. Yeah, if you knew the calories line, you've obviously seen some of my stuff, so that's good.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, I watched all your videos. I feel like I resonate more with you than a lot of the other instructors.
Awesome.
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. No, you look good.